Most of the people here weren't born when I started, so you don't need to rub that in.
I remember we bought our fax machine back in 1984, that when it went off, people would yell, "Quick, there's a fax!" and everybody would run down the end off and watch this magical piece of paper come out of the machine.
Back in 1972, it was a series of entrepreneurs stretched across this fine country. I think there were 9 or 10 distributors at that point. And over the years, we started accumulating them all into one. And at some point, we got large enough that our American parent decided that they wanted ownership of the Canadian market.
One of the reasons we believe that the franchise model is strong is we want local ownership, guys who care, who can't quit, with national resources. So in other words, they own it. They can't quit. It's their equity, it's their name, it's their brand in their corner of the world. We think that makes a huge difference. It isn't a manager anymore. And part of the track record is guys stay 10, 20, 30 years. In fact, we have guys in 40 years in franchising. People stay.
One of the things that keeps me excited about being in this business, and I've been here a long time, as you realize, is the fact that many of our owners are grooming their businesses for their sons. These businesses stay in the family, or they get sold to friends and relatives. We have owners that are selling these today that have been in the business quite a while, and one of their larger concerns is that the reputation they built up in their business lives on beyond them. They're very proud of what they do.
Well, expectations have changed, and the expectations of the Canadian consumer 25 and 30 years ago were different. Floods were dealt with different. We didn't understand what mold was about. We didn't really understand what asbestos was about. And when things were happening 30 years ago, we treated them different. No one, us and nobody else, knew what the difference was. And now the world got very sophisticated, and everybody understands what they need and what they want. And the jobs got much more complex. It isn't just sucking up water and tearing out underpad. 30 years ago, we tried to save underpad. Now, nobody even think about why you would save a $3 a yard underpad, but that's what the thinking was. Nowadays, everything is totally different.
Most of the franchise businesses that we started up in the 70s and 80s, I did business over the kitchen tables with the owners. Today, we're far more sophisticated out of necessity of what's happened in the industry. It's very exciting. It's changing on a regular basis. Our franchisees are far more sophisticated now and have more employees, and the level of expertise that they require has increased substantially. So it's been a fun 35 years watching that business develop.
Today, with the nationalization of all the businesses, expectations are the same. And our role at corporate office is to make sure that the standards are the same coast to coast all the time. And that's one of the biggest changes. If somebody screwed up in one area of the country, it didn't matter, but today it does.
We never talk about growth in this company unless we talk about profitable growth. And so we have to bring business to our franchisees that is profitable. Just bringing them sheer volume defeats the purpose of what we're trying to do as far as longevity with the franchisees is concerned. These franchisees wouldn't be successful in passing on to their family and friends if they weren't profitable. So the profit is not a nasty word. You know, it's very necessary.